Your host asks you to enter your own personal kitchen. Speak with your sous chef to begin the competition. Your sous chef begins to yell out orders, and your kitchen staff immediately gets down to work. The doors to your kitchen burst open. Thugs rush in, attacking your sous chef staff. Stop them before they do any more damage. You have defeated the rival thugs, but with your kitchen staff injured, you'll need to fight fire with fire in person. Defeat the other chefs and steal their food for yourself. You found Kitchen 2, the location of your first batch. Time for one kind of cooking you can do without your staff. Tenderizing. And claimed her dishes as your own. Now to find the other two. Then repeat the process to guarantee you've got the best cuisine out there. Opening the door to the icebox reveals several eggs. This large tower, centrally located between the kitchens, is where the competition judges await. You'll need to return here later, when your meal is complete.
You can't put aside the inevitable.
open the door to kitchen 3, and a squad of Orien thugs immediately spring to the attack. Your piece of the action. Now to find the final chef. This walk-in icebox contains a variety of retail items along with
You can't put aside the inevitable.
As you enter kitchen 4, the troll cook yells out in anger, and his instructions. You claim his cuisine, if you can call it that. You've defeated all of the rival chefs and claimed their food. Now you just need to report to the judge's tower. Leaps out from beneath the piles of refuse. left is to head up the stairs and present your conquered cuisine. You present your cuisine for judgment. The judges are unanimous. You've won first prize. Though that's not surprising, as you were the only one to submit a meal.
Until I am allowed to hunt.
You arrive in a bustling market in the upper city. Fred should be waiting for you nearby. Fred stands beside a sky coach. He beckons you over. Fred tells you to take the sky coach to the first location of your romantic adventure. Fred tells you that he has 3 different activities planned for your date. Take the sky coach to start your adventure into romance. You step into a green and leafy urban park. Other parkgoers sit happily gathered around picnic tables, enjoying conversation in the light breeze. Fred points to a gate on the side of the clearing. He gestures for you to follow him. Fred leads you to a tree-lined clearing dominated by a large picnic table with a lavish spread.
Here we are. Take a seat. Or stand. Or whatever you're supposed to do with this sort of thing. I have thought of something to make this picnic more interesting for everyone.
Some illusory versions of Fred materialize in the clearing.
Now you each can speak to me yourself.
You pause your conversation with Fred. The variety of foods adorning the table commands your attention. You make a sandwich with the bread and cheese, adding a slice of the brain Fred must have brought for himself. You hope he will find this creation appetizing.
Now that our customary conversation is complete, it is time for you to go make me a bouquet. Give it to me at the
can't put aside the
A
inevitable.
group of water elementals walks in this quiet clearing. A kelpie grazes on the small mound of grass. The kelpie relaxes in exhaustion, opening your path to the flower. You pluck the brightly colored flower from the grass. Now you've done everything you need to grant Fred's request for a romantic bouquet. You tie the flowers together with the materials that have conveniently appeared on the table in your absence. Fred is going to love his bouquet. Now that this part of the experiment is concluded, Fred tells you to join him at the next location.
It is time to meet. I promise that our next location will be just as appealing to a humanoid such as yourself.
You step out of the sky coach and into an area high up in the towers of Charm. Cheerful carnival music resounds throughout the area. A man stands at a counter in a tent ahead.
That man over there is selling tickets. Be a good date and buy them for me.
The man hands you your tickets and tells you about the Carnival Challenge. Receive a prize after fighting members of the carnival troupe. A smiling man stands next to an unusual configuration of tiles. The kobold flinches beneath your successful strike, then disappears. The challengers spring into action. The leader of the challengers falls. You approach a large green crystal floating above a platform. The man standing beside the crystal waves you over. The crystal dims, signifying your loss. The crystal changes color to a vibrant green, signaling your victory. The leader of the challengers falls. Farm animals mill about the petting zoo enclosure. You pet each of the animals. It is a petting zoo, after all. You know with satisfaction that you have played all the games present at the carnival. You hope Fred had a good time tagging along. The fire giant waves at you cheerfully. He must be the final challenger. The giant springs forward. you as the victor. The last of the challengers fall, assuring your victory. You reach the carnival's exit. Fred asks you to take the Sky Coach to the Middle City. He'll meet you there. Fred tells you that the next date location is in the Middle City. He says that he'll meet you there. You enter a dingy corridor in a less glamorous part of Shard. Why would Fred want to visit a place like this? You enter an open courtyard. Fred stands on a door, nestled in one of the buildings. The entrance to your next date.
What are you waiting for? Romance awaits.
Fred nods toward the door. You enter into a surprisingly polished restaurant. The main dining room of this lively place is filled with other patrons. The host at the door points you to your left, to a side corridor. The door opens into a more private room, filled with small, intimate tables. Fred sits down, waiting for you to join. Fred nods.
What an inadequately sized table! This indicates this restaurant is as good as I have been told.
The waiter places food upon the table, bowing as he makes his exit. You and Fred pause your conversation while you wait for dessert. The waiter clears what's left of your entree from your plate and replaces it with your next course. You and Fred had a lovely time on your date. You and Fred go over the events of the day, discussing which activities were most successful in the Mind Flayer's attempt at romance. You and Fred will say goodbye in the courtyard outside. You exit the restaurant. To your surprise, a warforged and a band of adventurers stand before you. They don't look happy.
Hold on there, Fred. I finally caught up to you.
The warforged growls at the mind flayer.
I got your note. Headed off for a date. Be back tonight? Seriously? Did you really think that just telling me about it would make it all right?
The mysterious stranger laughs.
I always knew you were a bit clueless, but this takes it too far.
The warforged's fingers flex.
Maybe once I drill some sense into you, you'll think twice as badly as this is.
Before you can ask any questions, the warforged plunges into the
My name is Jamie. I've been dating Fred.
Wait, Fred is... What? You want to hear this Jamie side of the story? explanation was certainly enlightening. You wait to hear Fred's response. You shake your head at Fred's obliviousness. Jamie, having heard the entire conversation, laughs quietly. Jamie says,
It's all right.
I can certainly understand the struggle in adapting when it comes to matters of the heart.
the Warforged turns to Fred.
Let's be friends, all right?
The Mind Flayer nods.
I'll see you back in Stormreach.
Fred says. Jamie nods, then leaves with the other adventurers in tow. What a wild turn of events after an already wild day. It looks like Fred still has a long way to go when it comes to understanding the art of romance. Soaring stone apartment buildings tower above one tiny, dilapidated house. Gwen nods to acknowledge you as you enter the yard. A stranger stands not too far away, eyeing the house. The undead inhabiting this house agreed to Gwen's renovation plan when she first purchased the house. Yet since then, they have become increasingly violent. Gwen wants you to find the source of the undead's wrath, and also tear down the walls they wanted removed while you're at it. This house is indeed white old. This renovation job should be easy. The walls are practically falling down already. Angry spirits charge toward it. Maybe you have completed the agreed-upon renovation. Now, to investigate the strange behavior of the undead. all your might, but to no avail. Suddenly, you hear a giggling sound behind you.
You want to see the basement? You'll have to find me first!
All right. I'll let you into the basement. The apparition concedes. But be careful down there. It's really scary. You notice a translucent figure nearby. He clearly sees you, but doesn't move to attack as the other inhabitants of the house.
Until I am alive.
Gaspar explains that his undead housemates have become agitated because of something dark down in the basement. He's not keen on fighting, so he asks you to check it out. The rickety stairs creak as you make your way down into the basement. Your sense of dread grows with each step. The tang of mildew reaches your nose as you descend the final steps. Shadows swirl. You find a strange tablet behind where the wraith appeared. The object gives off an ominous aura. Gaspar has lived in this house for a while. Perhaps he knows what it is. Gaspar doesn't recognize the strange tablet, though he does remember a real estate broker acting strangely before Gwen purchased the house. Perhaps you should see whether this real estate broker knows more. The shady real estate broker proved to be even shadier than expected. He's a necromancer, trying to gain the property for himself. His scheme was to seize the undead for his own ends, then sell the land to a local developer. But his plan has been foiled, thanks to you meddling adventurers. Return to Gwen and explain the situation. Gwen isn't too surprised to hear of the real estate broker's villainy. She thanks you for your thorough investigation, as well as for your renovation.
Now I count the hours until I am allowed to hunt again.